shy away? Or would you find your holy grail and hold up your hands for the world to see? Hold up your hands for you and me. Hold up your hands, hold up your hands, hold up your hands, hold up your hands, hold up your hands for the world to see, for you and me, for the world to see. All right.
So we're talking about making magic. How many of you believe in magic? Miracles? Is that a better way to put it? How many of you believe in miracles? So I want to go through some steps, if you will, about how we can live a magical life. Because I think that's important to each one of us, that we are embraced and know the truth of who we are. So the first thing I want you to do is claim your power. How many of you have ever gone to see somebody that does past lives, or somebody that reads palms or does cards, and how many times are you told you're powerful, right? And I was thinking about that. It's like, do they tell that to everybody? And why not? Because if each one of us, as we believe here, is that divine essence in form, then each one of us is powerful, correct? Yeah. And so to live from that power is to know that you are magic, that your thoughts are powerful. And so I'll give you an example. As Paul and I, we went for a 3-day vacation. We went skiing up at Mission Ridge, which was really beyond safe, because when you go and you check into your hotel room, that is your base. There's no restaurants open. And so, you know, if you get any food, you have to bring it back to your hotel room to eat. So you're not socializing hardly with anybody. And when you're skiing, you're outside. I'm on the chair with him. So it was really, really safe, in case any of you were wondering, and so much fun. One of the things that dawned on me, and I shared with Paul as we're riding up the chair, because I get really, really anxious the first run. More like panic than anxious. I get panicky. And so I shared with him that I remembered probably the second time I took the chair when I was learning to ski at Ski Acres, and I'm coming down, and I'm skiing right underneath the chair. And I'm a teenager, maybe a preteen. So you're all worried about being embarrassed, right? And the back of my skis crossed. And I don't know if you all remember, skis back then were probably twice as big as you were, for whatever reason. Thank goodness they've shortened them. My skis crossed, I fell, and I sprained my ankle right under the chair. So everybody going up, because, you know, I had this thing, which I think a lot of us do, which really, that people are watching me and laughing at me. So as silly as that sounds, and hopefully some of you have thought of that. And so as I was telling Paul this story, he said, you need to relax. You need to just relax. And I'm thinking, I just shared with you my story. How could I relax? Oh, and plus I'll back up just a little bit. First time we get off the chair, I put my arm in the wrong place. I go to shove off the chair, hook my arm, and fall. Not under the chair, but right where everybody was getting off. And the young man was like, do you want me to stop the chair? No, I'm good. And I will say the second time when I got off, it was perfect. I landed it, and I went like this. I'm like, yay. However, what Paul suggested I do was sing while I was skiing. And so the first time down, I sang, I Am So Blessed. And it's amazing how when you sing, it's hard for your body to tense up, unless you're doing it with your husband on stage. But most of the time, your body just relaxes, right? And then I sang, Vicki will love this, I sang This Little Light of Mine. So I sang Hold Up Your Hands, coming down. So that's magic, because our thoughts are powerful. And every time before that I'd gone skiing, I was in my head. I was in my head and I was worried, and so I skied like I was worried. I think I've shared with you the first time I went skiing with him. Now, understand, he is grace. When he comes down a mountain, his skis are like this close together, and he's just doing this, and he looks fabulous. I don't look like that. He's been skiing since he was 6. But the first time we went up, my whole thing was coming down the mountain in a very, what I thought was quiet voice, but evidently the whole mountain could hear me, saying, too fast, too fast. So I have this fear because I think in my cells, there's this remembrance that I was probably going too fast when I fell and sprained my ankle. So now that I've put that all together, I can let that go, right? Like Bernie's meditation this morning. I can pack that up in my backpack and just leave it at the gate. I don't have to take it with me anymore. But that is magic, to know the power of your thoughts. That is part of the magic of being human, is our thoughts are really, really powerful. Has anybody else had an experience like that, where their thoughts, they keep thinking something, and then like, wow, it happens. It can be good things. You can think and think and think and about a person that you haven't been in touch with, and all of a sudden they call, or you see them on the street, or we're powerful beings. And so what I want you to do, since you recognize that you're a magical being, is to start to take action on that. Start to really be mindful of what you're thinking, where you're putting your thoughts. How much time are you spending laughing? And I don't mean like, ha, 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 ha. I mean laughing, where your whole body is shaking. One of the things Paul did was, as we were leaving, I think Christmas Day, off the mountain, they had the cones set up so that you would drive in a certain way. And he goes, oh, look, a slalom. And he took the Jeep. And as we're leaving, we're slaloming. And I laughed out loud. And I thought, that feels really good. That's magical. To put your thoughts on things that are enlightening and fill you up with joy. And this year's been a good practice in that, hasn't it? Because we as humans have probably been challenged in different areas of our life through this whole global reset, if you will. Every single one of us has been challenged somehow. And we get what some people refer to as COVID tired. We get angry for no reason. There's more alcohol being sold than ever before. And so you have the magic to shift that. You have the magic to decide, okay, I'm at home, so how am I going to make that better? I keep thinking, thank you, God, that I'm living in 2020 and not in 1918. I know what's going on in the world. I know too much of what's going on in the world, quite frankly. However, I've got access to all the news channels. I've got access to Zoom in with anybody I choose. We can teach online. I can't imagine when this happened before how, they probably didn't know what was going on. There was probably a lot of fear, and we have an opportunity to think differently. Now, I'm not saying we are necessarily grateful, but there are some good things when you think about it that have happened this past year. And look at, this year's almost over. I know. And it's really funny. I don't know about you guys. It's like I expect a switch to go off on 2021, right? I'm going to wake up January 1st and it's going to be like Dallas. Okay, some of you might be too young. Dallas was a soap opera on TV. They killed off the wrong person, and people were not happy that they killed him off. And then at the end of the season, he woke up and it was a dream. And I keep thinking, I'm going to wake up January 1st, and it's going to be a dream. Probably not. But, I have my moments. But that's magic, right? So take action. Be mindful of your thoughts. Find yourself, if you don't have people in your life already, find people in your life that can be your spiritual teachers. We have a bevy of practitioners here and ministers. Not that we know it all, because we don't. And I will tell you, all the practitioners here and all the ministers here, including me, we have mentors. We have people that we go to see or to hear or to listen to learn more. To take what we know as this philosophy and take it deeper in our lives. So find yourself teachers, mentors, people who will help you along the path. Take classes, goodness gracious. Do you know how many classes are offered online now? All of them. All of them. Not only here through Genesis, all kinds of classes. So find your path. Not that I don't think Science of Mind is the best path ever, because I do, because it changed my life. However, I realize it's not everybody's path. And to let everybody walk the path that they choose. My sister-in-law and her husband are here today. They don't follow Science of Mind. They come here to hear her brother sing. Right? They are Christian people. That's the faith they follow. That's the path they follow. Is that wrong? No. No. That is their path. It fills them up. It makes them joyful. None of us, not them, not me, not any of us, should get arrogant in our belief and believe it is the only thing going. There's 6 billion people on this planet, maybe more now. We don't all practice the same religion. And what we need to do is learn to honor that. Because we each have a path to follow. And when we find it, it's like our heart sings. The minute I found this philosophy, I felt like, oh, okay, this is what I've been looking for. This was like when those cylinders click into place. That's how it felt for me when I walked into a religious science church. It was, I belong here. And I have no idea why I felt that way. I just did. And so I invite you to create magic in your life. What does that look like? It looks different for every single one of us. For me, magic is about being joyful. Magic to me is singing and dancing and being a little bit crazy. Yeah, because it works for me. Some other people, their magic could be just sitting and quiet. Some people, their magic is, looking out their bedroom window and seeing a lake in front of them and knowing they can get up and step into their hot tub. That's magic. That is magic, and we seem to think sometimes that that's just every day because we start to take things for granted, right? And so to remember every moment of every day, you are creating magic. Or you're not, because you're taking everything for granted. And so I invite you to start to really cherish all of those moments. If you ever talk to Bernie and Courtney and you want to see them light up, talk to them right before they go to Ocean Shores. That's their happy place. Not that they're not happy at their home here, but that's special. And we all need those places that are special. For Paul and I, it's on our porch, outside our bedroom, where we can sit and have that 3 o'clock cup of coffee and just read. That's magic. I don't need a wand, right? I don't need to say 3 words, click my heels, turn around a dozen times. I just need to notice. You can do that if you want to. I'm not going to take that away from people. I'm just saying you don't have to. Your life is magic. And so to build on that and to be that. And then I invite every single one of you to start to exude love. And that can be an opportunity, if you will, sometimes, yes? When somebody does something to us and we're not happy with them, it's hard to remember, I'm at choice here, right? I'm at choice. They've already made their choice. I'm at choice. And sometimes, as it's an old, our mothers used to say it to us, silence is golden. And what I was taught that really meant, whether it does or not, I'm going to give you this little gift. When somebody comes up to you and engages you in a conversation where they are trying to push a button in you, it could be a family member because they know where all the buttons are, or it could be somebody you've called into your life that pushes a button because you invited them in and there's something you want healed. So they push the button. You have 2 options. One is you can react like you've always reacted, and the dance begins, right? The second option is you can choose to respond differently, and that's where that silence is golden comes in. When somebody hands you the gift of saying something unkind or yelling at you or whatever, they're trying to give you something, right? If you don't take it, guess where all that energy stays? It stays with them. What if we all got that? Really understood, oh, they want me to respond. They have pulled a string and I get to be that puppet and respond. Or I can choose not today. I can choose to respond differently, because here's the one thing that you always have control over. Your thoughts, well, it's more than one thing. You have control over your thoughts, and you have control over how you react in every given situation in your life. Every single one. You can let it wind you up, or you can just breathe into it and think, I'm going to be different today. I'm going to respond differently. I'm going to breathe for a minute. Does this always work for me? Yeah, no. I can be reactionary. Shoot from the hip, respond first, and then wish I could pull it back. How many of you do that? Oh, good. I thought, I'm here all by myself. And then it is amazing to me. Every spiritual book that you read, every spiritual teacher that you choose to follow or have mentor you is going to tell you, you need to live in an attitude of gratitude. If you want magic to happen in your life, you need to be grateful for the magic that is happening right here and right now. Now, I could focus on a lot of different things today, and yet I choose to focus on all the people that are sitting here, masked up, so I assume they're smiling. I can't tell. But they're attentive. Every once in a while they giggle. I am grateful for everybody that chooses to be at home with their cup of coffee and their pajamas or however they're dressed and watching us online. I'm grateful for people who decide, you know what, on Wednesday, I wonder what Gayle said on Sunday. And they go back and watch. I'm grateful that I really don't know how many people I am touching. It was interesting because today as we were driving here, I was going to say to work, as we were driving to Genesis, and there was a lot of traffic. And Paul said, there's a lot of traffic because everybody's on their way to Genesis. I went, I like that. I like that. Because we get to make up our own story, right? That is our life. That is how we wake up every morning. We are choosing what's going to happen in my life today. And so I invite every single one of you to remember how powerful you are. I can't remember for you. I can remind you over and over and over again. And yet I don't spend 24/7 with you. And so write yourself a note. Put it on your bathroom mirror. I am magical because I chose to be here. I chose to say yes to this life. Right here, right now, in this moment. I want you to think about that. If you believe, I do, some of you may not, that we choose to be here. So if we chose to be here, we chose to live through all of this. How powerful is that? And if you chose, there has to be a reason. And I say the reason is for all of you sitting here is because you have that light and you know it. And your job, if you will, what did not Mission Impossible. Was it Mission Impossible? Jim, if you choose to take this part, well, yeah. You know, if you choose to take this assignment and then the tape's going to explode so nobody knows what the assignment was. I invite you to start living your life like you were meant to be here. Like you're here because you can change other people's lives. Just if you're smiling at somebody, you could uplift somebody's day. And yes, I know a lot of people can't see you smile, but we can smile with our eyes. And maybe now is the time, instead of just smiling, that you actually say something out loud. I'm so grateful that you're working here today. Thank you. That was one thing, being on the mountain. We were always saying thank you to the person that was doing our ticket and the person that was making sure that I didn't slip off the chair. You know, thanks. Thank you for being here. Now, trust me, those individuals, they love their job. Why? They get to ski for free. I used to work at Snoqualmie Pass. I know why people work there. And so just remember, that's the biggest step of all, to remember how magical you are. As we say here, you are God in form. Every single one of you. That light already exists within you. And the interesting thing is we were given this capacity of free will. And so all the universe ever says to us is yes. Okay, yes. It never says, do you want to rethink that maybe just for a moment? Nope, yes. And so I invite you to really think. Not only that you're magical, really start to think about what you're thinking. Not only about yourself, think about what you're thinking about other people. Because remember, we say when you're giving, everything comes back tenfold. And we always assume, maybe I shouldn't say we, I always assume that's financial, right? I give and I get back tenfold. It's a financial giving. It's all giving. Your kindness will come back to you tenfold. Your love will come back to you tenfold. I probably don't have to point out the other things that will come back to you tenfold also, right? Your negativity, your judgment, you gossip, whatever it is, the universe is always responding, always saying yes. And it's always assuming that what you're saying is, more please. So I want you to take a breath, and I want you to look at your life. Just close your eyes for a minute. And as you look at your life, I want you to look at those places where you're like, I could be kinder to myself. I could be more loving to myself. I could know without a doubt that I am a living, breathing representation, a unique manifestation of God in form, so I have a purpose. And maybe that purpose is as simple as being the light and the love that we all need right now. So let's breathe that in and pray. How wonderful it is and how grateful I am to stand here in that power, in that presence, in that knowing deep within me that there is no separation between me and it, me and you. We're all in this quantum soup of the divine. Every single one of us, a living, breathing organism. And our superpower is our thoughts. And so I know right here and right now that as I think, so it is. And so I allow myself to just be in the presence of love. To know right here and right now that that love that is the very essence, that one unchangeable vibration of good that I choose to know and call God, is in me right here and right now. And I exude that out to all people everywhere. I allow that love to touch people I know. I allow that love to touch people I have never met. I reach out and allow that love to touch people that I may be separate from as far as our emotions and how we are with each other. I send all of those people, whether they like me, love me, want nothing to do with me, don't even know me, I send them love. For there is nothing more powerful. There is nothing that vibrates higher than the love that is the truth of who we are. And so as I know this for myself, I know it for all of you. Each one of you is that light, that love, that presence. Each one of you has an opportunity to shift, to change, to be more loving, more kind, more helpful, more giving. And so I just say thank you, God. Thank you for allowing me to be that which you are. Thank you for allowing me to see you in everyone I meet. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the love that is the truth of who we are. So I release these words knowing that as it is spoken, it is done. The universe has said yes because that's what it does. It always says yes. And so in letting go, I let go of my human attachment to what I think this should look like. And I await any hows that want to be blessed upon me to show up easily and effortlessly in my life, in your life. I let go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
build a little fire. It's cold out there. Then build a little higher, yeah, enough to share. 'Cause every day's another day to live or get lost. Every day's another day. You can or cannot. Every day's another day to live or get lost. Every day's another day to lay down your cross. Lay down your cross. Line up the moments from now till then. Did you find everything you wanted when everybody everywhere was one of them? But when you go to sleep tonight, wake up again, yeah. 'Cause every day's another day to live or get lost. Every day's another day. You can or cannot. Every day's another day to live or get lost. And every day's another day to lay down your cross. Lay down your cross. From out of nowhere comes everything. And from out of everything, the love we need. So build a little fire. It's cold out there. Then build a little higher, yeah, enough to share. Every day's another day to live or get lost. Every day's another day. You can or cannot. Every day's another day to live or get lost. And every day's another day to lay down your cross. You can lay down your cross. Oh, oh, Let's sing that together.